When movies do well, the studios usually make a sequel, and oftentimes those sequels suck. But sometimes we'll get that little gem so good, you'll forget the original even existed. And today, I'm gonna show you that the Kona has grown up so well, you might forget about the original generation with this, the 2022 Hyundai Kona N Line. Let's talk about it. Oh yeah, baby, I am so glad we finally had a red, and today I knew we had to go ahead and do the video once I laid my eyes on this one, because the Kona N Line is that greatness that's kind of intangible. It makes you feel so good and you don't know why you're so happy, but you actually are. And I know the Kona N is coming and it's gonna be a rip-roaring rocket, but this thing is a really good appetizer while we wait for that thing. First and foremost, look at the design. From any angle you actually see the N Line, you can tell that it has fun and sportiness ingrained into its very shell, into its very DNA. And yes, it goes beyond just having these beautiful 18-inch rims with this unique pattern looking oh so nice and giving it that real nice curb appeal. Now, if you're familiar with anything about the N Lines, more often than not, the N Lines are turbocharged, and the Kona N is no different, because once you go ahead and pop up with the hood, you will see a 4-cylinder, but it is a 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder cranking out now an upgraded 195 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. It is one of the top, if not the top in its class when it comes to power and performance. But do not worry about the miles per gallon, because you also do get a combined 32 miles per gallon between city and highway driving, meaning that no matter where you got to go to, you're gonna get there in style, and you'll probably get there a little bit quicker than what your Google Maps actually says. Taking a closer look at the front bumper, you can tell that it is distinctly N Line. I mean, everything about it screams performance, it screams fun, it screams like it's ready to show up and have a good time. The back bumper, absolutely no difference. The lower diffuser really does make it look like it's something very cool. And you see these twin exhaust tips? Well, go ahead and take a listen to this thing. I mean, seriously, the N Line is designed to make you feel something. It's there to have your back and to get you around the city, but it's there to make you feel something. The Toyota CHR, the Honda HR-V, they're nice, they exist, but they don't make you feel anywhere as happy as the N Line would, because Hyundai went ahead and did that little bit of extra sazon, as we say here in Orlando, to make you feel that. Now, if you happen to be in Orlando and are looking for this vehicle, or any Hyundai really, go ahead and click that first link in the description below. That's a schedule with Miguel. That way I can guarantee that once you get here, you'll be getting me instead of seeing me in the showroom of my dealership and being like, man, I wish I could have had Miguel. Well, guess what? I'm saying you can, baby. Go ahead, schedule with me, and let's wrap it up. But let's go ahead and get back to the N Line. Now that we have that out of the way, you're probably saying, well, it might be cool, but I need it to be practical as well. Well, that comes in spades with the N Line, because another cool feature about the N Line is that you have remote start from the key. So once you go ahead and push this button, you can actually have the car fire up. That way it can cool down if it's a hot day, or warm up if it's a cold night and you have to run around and be somewhere. Now, aside from that, you're probably gonna use this for groceries. So once you open up the back, you can see that you have plenty of room for anything you may need to throw in there. You need even more room? No problem. The N Line can fold down the seats, and you could use most of the interior cabin to fit whatever it is that you need. It's not a U-Haul truck, but believe me, the Kona is much more spacious than you think. And just to prove how spacious it is, I'm actually going to start the interior review in the back seat, so that way you could see how spacious and roomy it is for yourself. Don't believe me? Why not? You should, because not only am I Miguel, your car guy, I am Miguel, your measuring stick. I mean, look at me. I am 6'1", and I'm sitting right back here. And no, the seat isn't put all the way forward. I actually made the seat comfortable for me to drive, and then I came and sat in the back with all this room. It's actually quite impressive when you actually first walk up on the Kona about how roomy it really is on the inside. Now, the seats themselves, all the Kona N Lines will have the same interior, this black cloth interior with this contrast red stitching, really tying the whole sportiness together. And this is why I had to wait for the red N Line to come in, because it just looks oh so good. Now, when you actually hop in the front part of the Kona, you're gonna start feeling more and more of that excitement because Hyundai's actually done a lot of little detail work to start making it feel that much more special. First and foremost, the air conditioning vents. You do have these little red trim pieces where you'd actually manipulate the air conditioning direction, up, down, left, right, all that cool stuff. Getting to the steering wheel though, it is a leather wrap steering wheel with the little red contrast stitching on the inside. Now, on the outside of the steering wheel, around the 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock positions, is actually dimpled leather. So that way, if you're doing a little bit of spirited driving and your hands get a little sweaty, you still retain that good grip. And another cool thing is that on the lower half of the steering wheel, you see the letter N because this is a Kona N Line. Another great thing, once you actually look through the steering wheel, is the digital cluster. And being that it is digital and you have a digital readout of your speedometer and your tachometer, you'll actually be able to switch it between drive modes and see how different the modes are when they change from normal to sport back to smart. Hopping over to the shifter, you have the same amount of details. Yes, it has the letter N. Yes, you do have that dimpled leather. And yes, you do have those red trim pieces running down the shifter and all the way down the shift boot. And beyond that, you actually do see another cool thing about the N Line. Again, practical. You do have the wireless charging pad. So if your phone can charge wireless, you can just place it on this little pad and it will start to charge. And at this point in the video, guys, I think I could be completely honest with you and tell you that this is not just a Kona N Line. This actually happens to be the Kona N Line with the technology package. And one dead giveaway is that sunroof. The Kona N Line with the sunroof is actually the Kona N Line with the technology package. Another cool thing that the technology package brings is the 8-speaker Harman Kardon audio system. So in case you wish you could have a Palisade speaker system, guess what? Buy a Kona N Line and you have the same Harman Kardon speakers, a total of 8 in your Kona N Line. Another big and obvious difference is the big touchscreen. You do have a 10.25-inch navigation screen integrated into the tech pack of the N Line. That way you can see exactly where you're going. And remember, you can still use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto should you prefer to use a different app. But in case you don't, you still have the navigation screen. And another few things on the inside is the highway driving assist and the adaptive cruise control, making your commute that much easier from the inside. But once you hop on the outside, a couple differences is the LED headlights, which shine a lot brighter and last a lot longer than regular bulbs, and you still do have on the back the LED taillights as well that do the same. And so guys, that has been the 2022 Hyundai Kona N Line. And no, I didn't talk about every single little detail in the car because it would take way too long and I'm too far for that. But if you liked the video and made it this far, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. And please leave me a few comments. What else would you like to see? And remember, if you happen to be in Orlando and want to buy one of these cars from me, click the first link so that way I can take care of you myself, guys. But until next time, I'm Miguel, your car guy, and I'll see you soon. Now, once you hop in the driver's seat, you're gonna start feeling that excitement I was telling you. Lost her N. Let's see if he does it. Let's see if he does it. Gotta love that. N Line is very amazing. These freaking cranes, bro. They think they run the world. Are you done? Okay, they're done.